Should the rich pay more taxes? Pros and cons? Well, there's this movie, Queen of the South, and I love her saying, I've been rich and I've been poor. Being rich is better. So the three things I want to talk about specifically is number one, how do you maximize tax deductions? Number two, how do you master tax strategies and really use great results like 81,000 pages of tax code? And number three, what are the absolute misunderstandings of the tax code? And there are more than you think. So first of all, let's talk about how do you maximize the most deductions? Well, number one, you got to live corporate life. And if you don't know what I mean by the words corporate life, I want to give you 2 tickets to the Millionaire Intensive. I want you to come back, at least listen to the first 2 hours of a true understanding of living corporate life. So the easiest way I teach this is companies make money, individuals get taxed. So what I mean by that is, why are you personally taking money into your bank account? The only money you should take personally into your bank account would be your paychecks if you are an employee. So I'm an employee of my company. I keep my paycheck really low. Really low. Right now I'm at $48,000, single mom, 2 kids. In August, my son will go off of that. He actually has graduated with a master's in accounting. He got a big accounting job. He'll go off and I'm going to drop my paycheck to $36,000 and 1 dependent. So why? Because it's a better tax strategy. There's qualities of money when you think about taxes. So there's capital gains, there's interest income, there's W-2 income, there's corporate income, there's all sorts of different kinds of money as it comes in. You want to make it inside of a company, not you personally. Like if you ever sent Loral Langemeier a check, I'm going to send it back because I don't take money from you. You can pay a company to do something. You're not going to pay me to do something. So as the money comes into the company, and if you need an assessment to what kind of company, please call our office. I'm going to give you a link to our office number. And so when you call into our office, we have someone who will set you up with an appointment to help you understand, do you need to be an LLC, an S Corp, C Corp, limited partnership? If you're in other parts of the world, we have resources around the world to help you set it up, but set it up right. So when your company makes money, you activate 81,000 pages of tax code. Absolutely use it. So if you're actually doing your taxes by yourself, the massive mistake, we'll talk about more mistakes later, but that is the number one mistake, you doing your own taxes. You're not an expert. This isn't a check the box and just file a form with the government. That is ridiculous. When you have 81,000 pages of tax code, you want to use a tax strategist that is an expert. I've surrounded myself, and you can see that my son's becoming a CPA. We will have an enormous team around you to help you reduce your taxes. In fact, when you come all the way into our community, into our big table, we'll do a 3-year tax return review for free. So can you imagine, even if you got $10,000 to $15,000 back per year, that's $30,000 to $45,000 that our teams will get you back. Why? They're experts. And if you filed with TurboTax or on your own, good luck, or even just one of those franchise little companies, they're just going to get your taxes done and completed, not a strategy for them. Huge difference. So your company makes money, you activate the tax code, you're never going to go on a vacation, you're going to go on business trips. Please make sure you show up. Don't just register for my Millionaire Intensive, show up and actually listen so you understand what I mean and what our community means when we say, are you living corporate life? That's how you maximize the tax code. Big pros in living corporate life. When the minute you're 18 years old, you should have an LLC. And so you parents out there that have adult children that are 18 and older and they're not operating in corporate life, you need to bring them in. So right now, I just want to stop for a moment and talk about that family and the people you hang out with. You need to subscribe to this channel. You need to click the notification button and you need to share it because you can't live corporate life by yourself. So you are the sum of the 5 people around you. You're the one leading your family. If you have children, if you're going to receive an inheritance, any of those situations is when you need to pick up the phone and say, I don't know how I'm going to actually handle the inheritance. Are you going to get overtaxed? Like, you don't even know what you don't know. Again, call our office. Let us help you get your strategy set so you never have to overpay taxes. Should the rich pay more taxes? No, the rich live corporate life. So if you're out there saying, well, they have a privilege, no, you can do it too. You're 18 around the world. That's a legal adult anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world, you can set up corporate structure and have your money be made inside an entrepreneurial business or even like real estate investing. Now, let's go on to number 2. So how do you even master for better results? Well, number 1, you start doing extensions. Companies file taxes in September. You start filing in October. And again, you're not going to do it. My team of expert tax strategists will do it for you. So think about that. a lot of you, like you're like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm going to get a tax return back. I'm like, why are you excited about January getting a tax refund? Why did you overpay in the first place would be my question. So no one in our community that's working to become a millionaire or millionaires or multimillionaires already are ever thinking they're going to get a tax refund because we don't overpay. It's strategically laid out. A minimum you're meeting twice a year, if not 4 times a year. And for the higher net worth folks, you're meeting at least every month, if not every week, with your tax strategist, laying out the strategy to make sure you don't overpay. So what are some of the real ninja, like the really strategic things? It's not just the company making money in the 81,000 pages of code. There's a whole nother section to just how do you invest? Because what you're invested in. So for example, if you're only in the stock market and you're making capital gains, you don't have a depreciation schedule, which is a deduction schedule against your highest income. Things like gas and oil, 85% to 100% depreciation schedule. Any sort of mineral rights, water rights, aviation, huge depreciation schedules. Real estate, you should all know by now, anyone wealthy owns real estate. Why? They want the depreciation schedule. So that is deductions against your highest income. So this isn't about just the money you make and that you pay tax on that. The real extraordinary strategy is when you actually add in the right kind of investments down to like tens of thousands of dollars. Like our strategist will lead you down to an exact amount. I remember last year, a couple years ago, I bought in an investment of $63,970 something dollars. I don't remember the exact amount, but that exact amount is what leveled out my taxes. So the rich don't need to overpay or pay more taxes. They're the ones playing the highest strategy. My question to you, an invitation to you is, why aren't you playing a strategy? I hate to say it's lazy or lack of knowledge, but it's got to be in that category, or I just don't know. I have lawyers that are paying millions in taxes. I have people who sell companies paying millions in taxes. Doesn't need to be that way. You need a better tax strategist. If you think you're overpaying, call our office immediately. Say, I need to talk to somebody. I know this is my problem. So the cons and the things you absolutely shouldn't do, can't do, is commingle your bank accounts. So when you have your personal money, which is where, just your income, your payroll comes into, which make that really small. If you can get it under 50,000, you're going to have a lot more benefits in the health plans and in your health care. A lot of you, you're keeping your job because you need the benefits. No, you don't. You can self-insure your own benefits for way better inside your own company if you let us organize you better. But you cannot take your personal bank account, personal credit cards, and commingle them with your company. Say you have a second company that you actually put real estate, say in an LLC. Then you have 3 credit scores, your personal and your social security number, 2 tax ID numbers, right? So that's a big benefit. And then you actually want to do the most deductions. I call it forecasting. You're going to spend money. I never use the word budget. Budgets are like diets. I use the word forecasting. Forecasting is the behavior of once you're set into corporate life, how do you pay bills? Which company pays your phone? Which company pays for your car, your home office, your equipment, your wardrobe, your business trips? Which company pays? That is the task I love to do with a lot of you. Help set a forecast. The tax strategist approves it, and away you go. The worst thing, again, to do is you do this alone or with one of those cheap little franchise companies who you meet with once a year and you bring your whole box of paper in and they file your return just because you compliantly did it. Do it with some strategy and you will pay far less taxes. I'm talking in single digits done right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.